Hi, welcome to this video on Excel 365 functions covering replace and substitute. This video was recorded in February 2021 using Excel 365. So on screen I've got a spreadsheet. On the left hand side I've got 10 film titles, and I'm going to use the text of these film titles to demonstrate the use of the replace and substitute functions. So let's start with replace. Replace will take data within a piece of text and replace it with something else. But you can't say replace this text with this text. What you say is replace the second, third and fourth characters with something else. So I'll show you as an example. If I say equals replace the old text, so what text is it you want me to look at to do the replacement? So that's the text here, A2. Which characters do you want to replace? So what's the starting number? So if we say start at character 2 and 3 characters, so what it says is give me the starting position and how many characters do you want. So we're going to start at position 2 and I want 3 characters replacing, and we're going to replace it with the text, I don't know, 22. No, that's not a good example. Some text. So the second character is H, and it's replaced the 3 characters from H, which in this case is HIL, with the letters RK, and I put them in capitals so it's kind of quite easy to see. So I've said to it replace 3 characters from the second character. So it doesn't matter that I've only replaced them with 2 characters, R and K. I'm still getting rid of, in this example, A, V and I in the word saving, because A is the second character, A, V and I the 3 characters from the second character, and I've replaced them with the letters RK. It's not always practical to use replace, because in some cases maybe I want to replace a space. So if I find a space in the title of my film, I want to replace the space with a dash. In this example here, I don't know where a space is necessarily, so I've got to then go and search for the space. So if I go to here and I do equals replace, what is it you want to replace, which is the text. I don't know if that's what it, so I select my text. So now it's saying, okay, what's the starting position? Well, the starting position is wherever the first space is. So I need to search for the space. So I'm going to use the search function. Now I've already gone through the search function in the previous video. I'll put a link to that in the below this clip. So if I do search and I start brackets, it then says what are you searching for? I'm searching for the space. Sorry about that. So there's a space in square brackets, a space in the middle. Where are you searching? I'm searching that piece of text there, which is A2 in brackets. So that's now my start number parameter, whatever the result of the search is. Now I put a comma to go to the next thing. How many characters do you want to replace? Well, it's only one. It's only a space, so it's only one character. And what do you want to replace it with? A dash. Now we'll fix that in a second, but if I just drag this down, you can now see that those that have spaces, the space has been replaced with, or rather the first space has been replaced with a dash. So what this has said is, using search, find me the space. So it's found the first space of Bridge of Spies, which is the 7th character. So the result of search is a number. It's the number 7 in this example. Then it says replace from position 7 1 character with the dash, and that's what it's done. So it hasn't done the second space, it's only done the first. We've got errors here, so I'm going to just tidy that up by doing an if error. And what this does is it says if there's an error returned, which is what this hashtag value indicator is, if there's an error returned, I want you to do something. I want you to don't return an error. I want you to return something else. So if error says, okay, what's the formula that you're running to possibly get the error? Well, I've got it there. It's this replace. And then I put a comma here. It says, okay, what do you want to show if it is an error? Well, I just want to show the name of the film then, because it means there isn't a space. So I'll just go back to A2, and that should fix that. So you can see those that have got spaces, the first space has got a dash. Those that don't have spaces, it's just returning it fine because of if error. Now, I've talked about if error in a bit more detail in the previous video. I'll also put a link to that. So let's do another example. I'm going to just copy that and paste it in here. And instead of searching for a space, I'm going to search for the letters EA, and I'm going to replace them with RK again. So there isn't a space in Philadelphia. Sorry, there isn't an EA in Philadelphia, but there's an EA in League of Their Own. There's an EA in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and you can see the EA has been replaced with RK. Again, this would only work for the first instance of EA. But there it is as an example of replacing a chunk of text with another chunk of text with the search and the error combined. Now then, let's use substitute. So what substitute says is, tell me what you want replacing, and I'll do them all for you. So you don't need to worry about it. So just as an example, I will do equal substitute. This is nice and easy. Sorry, I didn't need to put a bracket again. Which is the text that you want to look at? Well, it's that field there. What's the old text you want to replace? It's a space. What's the new text you want to replace it with? A dash. I'm going to ignore this for now because it's in square brackets. It's optional, so I'm going to ignore it. And I click on that, and I'll just drag that down. So the nice thing about substitute is it doesn't return any errors if there isn't anything to substitute. So in Philadelphia there isn't a space, but it's quite happy with that. I don't need to worry about doing an if error or anything like that. In Captain Phillips there's a space, so it's replaced it with a dash. In Saving Private Ryan there's two spaces, and it's replaced them both with the dash. So that's nice, and it's a nice solution. So let me just do one more example with this, and we'll use that optional parameter. So if I say equals substitute my film title space to be replaced with dash. So this instance number says if I find more than one, well, no, not even that, which instance of the thing I'm looking for do you want me to replace? So as this in this example, I'm going to say the second space you find, I want you to replace it with a dash. So it's instance 2. So let's have a look at that in action. If I just drag that down. So Captain Phillips has one space. It hasn't been replaced, but Saving Private Ryan has two spaces. The second space has got a dash in it. And if we look at another example that has more spaces, the second space has been replaced by a dash. That's the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful.